Hey, Facebook. Have y'all ever been there's 2 eggs. Have y'all ever been intimidated with yeast bread and yeast rolls? Well, we're going to make Mama's tonight. She called them party rolls, and we used to eat them all the time. They were so good. So I'm just beating this while I'm telling you that. And we're fixing to put this thing together. And it will last a week in your refrigerator. So it'll be ready for Christmas morning. You won't have to do anything. You just take them out, roll them in a ball, and cook them. So that's what we're going to do. So I said to beat your eggs up. I got them beat up. Now I'm going to get all the other stuff ready. All right, y'all, here we go. I'm going to have to keep this in my hand while we're doing it because I can't remember all this stuff, okay? All right, I've got a saucepan. And to that saucepan, we are going to add here we go. 1/2 cup of sugar. We are going to add 3/4 cup of solid oil. Let me take it off a minute. 3/4 cup of solid oil. So remember now, if you're writing this down, I'm giving you time to go get you something. Go get you a piece of paper and a pencil. What, have you got it out yet? Have you got your paper and pencil out yet? This is going to be good, y'all. All right, here we go. We've got now, we have that in this saucepan, we've got 3/4 cup of solid Crisco, or whatever oil kind of solid you use. And we have got our sugar in here, which was 1/2 cup. So we've used those 2 up, okay? I got everything pre-measured. All right, now we're going to put into that our buttermilk. And we've got 1 cup of buttermilk. 1 cup of buttermilk. And I did shake my buttermilk real good, okay? I shook it real good so it made it thick. And we're going to put it on kind of low over here on this thing until the Crisco melts. And we're also going to put in there our salt, which calls for a teaspoon. And here it is, a teaspoon of salt. And I got it kind of turned low. And we're going to stir it around until the oil melts. Oh, William and I had a good time today. He's staying with me. We went and bought, his daddy wanted some sawtooth oak trees. So we went and bought some for him. We could get 7. So we bought 7 trees. He needed more, but that's how many we got. And he's going to plant them on our farm for the deer. They make real good big, nice acorns. And so that's what he's doing it for. They love to eat them. So we went and did that. And then we looked around, tried to find some boots for walk. We went to a bunch of stores. We couldn't find what we needed in his size. So I called Dallas, and he found them in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So we got that. I'm telling you, do you kind of panic at the end of when Christmas is coming in? I do sometimes. All right, y'all. We just barely heated it until the Crisco melted. See there, it's just melted in there with that buttermilk. And as soon as it melted, we were supposed to take it off. Don't let it cook or anything like that. Just melt it. Then to that, we're going to add some stuff in this liquid. We are going to add, let's read it carefully so we can make Mama happy. Remove from the heat. All right, we did that. Add 3/4 cup of warm water. All right, I went over to the sink and got me some warm water. And let's see if that's it. That's 1/3 cup. Let's see what this is. That's not it. We need 3/4 of a cup. Let's see if this is it. Here it is. We'll just use this one. Let me read it to make sure now. 3/4 cup of warm water. All right, here we go. Woo! Woo, 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 woo. There we go. 3/4 cup of warm water. Got that in there. And y'all know those instant potato flakes, dried potato flakes. Doesn't look like I have quite enough in there, does it? I'm kind of missing some. Let's put a little bit more in there. We want to have enough to make it right. And it looks like it needed just a teaspoon more or something in there. There you go. And that is 1/3 of a cup. 1/3 of a cup of instant potato flakes. Stir it up. Okay, we did that. Hey, we're doing good, y'all. We're doing good. Mama would be proud of us, wouldn't she? Let me turn that down where y'all can see a little bit better. There you go. Okay, now then, let's see what we do next. We mix our potato flakes in, and I said to mix it with a wire whisk, and here I am doing it with a wooden spoon. Let me do that. Okay, we did it with a wire whisk. We want to cool this now until it's just lukewarm, okay? Or just kind of warm. We don't want to get cold and we don't want it to be hot. We just want it to be warm. Okay, next thing we're going to do is this. We're going to cool that to a lukewarm. We're going to dissolve the yeast in some water and 1/4 cup of water. So here's what we're going to do. This is 1/4 cup, and you're going to use 2 packages of your dried yeast. See how I've got my yeast in this bowl? I used 2 of those. I used 2 of them, okay? Make sure I got it all out of there. I think like I feel a little bit hiding in there. No. All right, we're going to mix that. Let me get it right here. With our 1/4 cup of warm water, and here's our 1/4 cup, so let me pour it up. Warm water. Put it in this little bowl right here with this yeast. And I found me a little teeny weeny spoon that we're going to dissolve it in. You know, the good thing about this bread is that you can make it, if your family's coming in at Christmas Eve or whenever, you can make this on Monday and have it ready. I'm making it on Wednesday. I'm going to probably show y'all this video tomorrow or whenever I get ready to cook it, so I'm going to show it to you. Okay. That's pretty dissolved. Let's see what we do next. Combine the buttermilk mixture, which is this, eggs, and half of the all-purpose flour. Now let me show you that because I don't want y'all to mess up on your flour. Let me find my little tag I always put in here. I can't even find it. I don't know where it is. I don't know what I do with it. You know, it's just it's your all-purpose, meaning it's not self-rising. It's just your all-purpose flour, okay? So that's what we're going to do, all right? Let's mix it all together now. Here's our yeast combined into the buttermilk mixture. Eggs and half the other. So here we go. Let me make sure this is just warm. No, that feels a little hot to me. I'm going to turn y'all off for a second, let that cool off. Because it feels like it said warm and it feels hot to me. Okay, y'all, it's lukewarm right now, or warm. It's warm. So what you're gonna need is, you're gonna need 6 cups of flour. Plain white lily flour, plain, all purpose, whatever you want to call it. And you divide it in half. So I've got 3 cups in this one and 3 cups in that one. So I'm gonna put 3 cups in here. I'm going to put the 2 eggs in this buttermilk mixture. And I am going to put half the flour, which I did, and the eggs and the buttermilk, and I'm gonna put it over here in my mixer. So let me turn you off till I get you over there. Okay, I got y'all over here to the other part of the kitchen. And here's our saucepan with all our goodie in it. And I'm gonna put it in here in my mixing bowl. All of it, every little drop. And I put my dough hook on my mixer. Some of you've never used your dough hook. Well, you're gonna get to use it this time. You are gonna get to use it. Okay? All right, we're gonna beat that up a little bit, a time or two. You're supposed to beat it for 7 minutes. But in the meantime, you're supposed to put in your yeast, your 2 things of yeast in your warm water. So I'm gonna add that in. Sorry, you don't do this 7 minutes right now. We're just mixing it up right now, okay? That's gonna be later. Let me get it off the side a little bit. Get it all down in there real good. We're gonna have us some good rolls for Christmas. Or whenever. I could eat these things for breakfast too, couldn't y'all? I don't know, I just always liked the taste of yeast. I like yeast bread. You go over here and get my other flour. That looks like it's mixed up real good. All right, now Mother is saying to do this. To add our yeast, which we did to the flour in the mixing bowl. Add yeast mixture, which we did. Beat with your dough hook until smooth. Well, it looks mighty smooth to me. All right, we're going to add the remaining 3 cups of flour because we had to use a total of 6, which I've already got 3 in there, so we don't like but 3 more. And it said to add it a little at a time and beat for 7 minutes. So I'm going to add it, then I'm going to turn y'all up, and I'm going to beat it for 7 minutes. And then I'll see what comes next. That's it. But I need to start counting and I'll be back in 7 minutes. Hey y'all, it's been 7 minutes. And it is, look, isn't that pretty? It has doughed up, hasn't it? It's a beautiful dough. It is a beautiful dough. We'll get it all off because we want every little bit, don't we? We don't want to throw away any. That's for certain. All right, here's what we're going to do now. We're going to put this dough right here into a greased bowl. So I'm going to put just a little bit of oil in my bowl here. Maybe a tablespoon or so. We can always put more if we need it. Let me turn you around. Okay, we're going to grease this bowl real good. Yeah, that tablespoon's plenty. Didn't need too much. All the way to the top. Go to your top edge, okay? Then we're going to move our dough hook. Then we're going to get this dough out of this bowl and put in this bowl. If I'm strong enough to hold it up. Come on, dough. Get out of there. It smells good. I can smell that yeast in there and that good buttermilk. While I was getting my buttermilk out, putting it in my measuring cup, I just had to have a little glass of it, and I did. I got me a little glass, and I poured me some, and I sipped it. I sipped it. Oh, gosh, that's some good strong dough, that's for sure. Okay, let's see if there's any more in here. See if I can find another little bitty bit so we can get it out. All right, I believe this is going to be it. I don't think there's going to be any more. That's it. Okay, now then, we're going to turn this dough in this bowl so that it gets a little oil on all the sides, okay? Just turn it like that. See how it's getting the oil on that side too? You want it oiled. All right, there it is. It's all oiled. All right, spread it out a little bit. Let me wipe my hands off. It's gonna be good, y'all. Can you taste that good yeast bread? Can you picture putting some good soft butter on it? Can you picture it going in your mouth? All right. She didn't tell me whether to cover it or not, but I'm going to assume that I need to cover it just a little bit, okay? So I'm going to. I'm going to put some plastic wrap over it, but I am not going to seal it tight. I'm just going to barely lay it on there. I'm just going to kind of do like this. Just so that air can kind of get in it if it needs to, but I'm going to put a little bit over it. And she said in this recipe that when you got through doing this part, you put it in the refrigerator until it doubles in size, and then it's ready to use. And she also said that you can keep, it will keep up to a week in the refrigerator. And then we're going to get a muffin tin. We're going to roll 3 little balls and put in each little muffin tin. And it kind of is going to look like a little clover leaf thing when we cook it. But we'll get to that later. But right now, I'm going to clean the spot out in the refrigerator and I'm putting it in there. Okay? I'll see y'all soon. Good morning, Facebook. We got our rolls in the refrigerator, the dough, and I've peeked in and it did rise up big. So I got my old-timey muffin tin out and I've already greased it with just some liquid oil. And we are going to roll us some the dough out for rolls. Let me go get it. Here it is. It doubled inside just like Mama said it would. Looks great. See how big, what a big old bowl of dough that is. Let me grease my hands. I'll be right back. We're fixing to roll them out. All right, we're ready to start. What I'm going to do is just grease my fingertips just a little bit this morning. And I'm going to pinch me off a bit of this dough about this big. Let me show you what I'm going to do. You roll it in a ball, about like that. Maybe a little bit smaller. Let me pull off some of that. This feels so good, y'all. And I smell the yeast in it. It smells good. And what Mama did is this. She put one little ball there. One about the same size right here. And one right here in her little muffin tin. And when that rises together, it's going to look like a little clover leaf roll, and you can pull it apart easy, put butter on it and all that stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all 3 of these. We're going to let this sit out this morning for 2 hours in a warm place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit my pan on a cloth because the counter's so cold, and I'm going to sit it under this lamp right here beside me, this little lamp right there on the counter, because I think that's going to be the warmest place we're going to have. And this is enough to make a bunch of rolls. Now, the one thing Mama didn't tell me, she didn't tell me what temperature to cook it on. She just said let it rise 2 hours and cook it. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to let it cook on 400, I think. I think that's what I'm going to do. Maybe 375, I hadn't decided. But either way, it's going to be delicious. And I'm going to let them rise up about 2 hours. And you can see how this would be handy for your Christmas dinner, because you make this dough up a week ahead of time and you're ready. Everybody think you've been in the kitchen all morning. Okay. You want all your little balls to be the same size as you can. My girls and my William are all so busy at nighttime doing things that I called them all and said, y'all, let's meet for breakfast, because I had been cooking breakfast, and I thought, well, we'll just go out for breakfast. So we all met this morning. We had breakfast together. Everybody just ordered whatever they wanted, and it seems like everybody in town was in breakfast this morning. I think they all were going to come to eat, then go shopping. Christmas shopping, I guess. Okay, let me finish doing this, and I'll be back with you in a second. All right, I've got these fixed. This is how it should look, okay? You know, I got to fixing this, and I thought about, you know, those people that have those muffin tins that's got little tiny holes in it about that big, like you make little miniature muffins. You might could just roll one ball and put in each one of those instead of doing the clover leaf. You could do whatever you wanted to. So here's what Mama did, and I want to show you how much dough that I've got left over. See, that's, so you could make, this would probably make 36, I would think. She just melted a little butter, and she just kind of put a little bit on the top of each one, like this. And then we're going to let it sit out 2 hours, and then we're going to bake it. And then Brenda Gantt is going to get her some extra butter, and she's going to eat them right out of the oven. Right out of the oven. Like that. Okay, this looks so good. I just hope my house is warm enough for them to rise. I think they will be. Okay, that's it. I'm fixing to sit them under this lamp and let it work like a heat light. Over here, and don't put it in a draft either. You know, put it, let me move some of this stuff over right here. I'm gonna scoot it right back in here in this little warm spot. Okay, that's it. And I'll take them out in a little bit when I cook them. I'm gonna let them rise 2 hours. I'm gonna cook them on 400, and then we'll have a bite. Okay, y'all, I've been waiting for 2 hours to cook my rolls, and in the meantime, I've been eating me some pecans out of this pretty can right here. Let me show you some little priesters. That was my knick-knack. These are the full size. Anyway, the rolls have risen. Look at this. See how pretty they look? I even lit a candle back in there to kind of catch up under this lamp and throw the heat back down. Or maybe a homemade heat lamp. Anyway, they have doubled in size again. And I fixed to put them in the oven. I'm going to do them on 400. I'll let you see them in just a minute. Hey, y'all. Banks just came over. I think she smelled the rolls from her house. Did you, Banks?
I think I did.
Good old yeast rolls. Look at that, y'all. Isn't that pretty?
They're pretty.
All right, so what I'm going to do now, the kids are over across the street over there. They made tea cakes for Christmas, and they're trying to sell them. So I'm going to send them a roll. Oh, that one stuck a tad. We'll need to remember that. Maybe I didn't grease my muffin tin quite good enough, did I? But they're going to be delicious anyway.
It doesn't change the taste.
No, it doesn't.
And I'll go in there in a minute and eat the stuff.
The crumblies on the bottom. Boy, I can smell that yeast in it. All right, Mama Moo.
Look at those.
In heaven today. Your daughter tried to go by your recipe. All right, now here we go. Now what I'm going to do, see how they kind of open up a little bit like that? And I'm going to put them both a big old scoop of butter in there and close it back. What you say? Put that on it. And she's going to walk across the street where they're trying to work. And she's going to be the deliverer lady. Instead of delivering a pizza, she's delivering yeast rolls. Okay? And put some extra on the top. Tell them they both get 2 each. And if they want more, they got to come to the house.
Yeah, they got to walk off the first 2.
Yeah.
So
Get the
they
calories
go
off
another
of
one.
them. Here you go, Banks.
Thank you.
All right, I'll show a picture of her. There she is this morning. Fix to take it over there. Go ahead, darling.
All right.
They're over across the street and everything. So I wanted to show y'all this anyway, so I'll just get out here to it while she's doing that. This is my little white tree that I've got here in my den. And as y'all can see, a lot of you sent me little white looking ornaments. Look at this. I know you see your birds and your mixers and your little packages and all that kind of stuff all over here. And just different things. This came last year, but it came too late. It came after Christmas, so I had to put it up this year. Got this day before yesterday. Y'all are so sweet. There was a bone for biscuit that they got. The heart said, look way up at the top. And all this. Y'all are good followers. Thank you so much. I wish you all, look at that. I painted that one. That's old little light bulb. I painted it last year. These little crosses y'all made. This is an old-timey ornament right here that I just hung up. It's made out of paper. And a long time ago, they had a lot of just paper ornaments, little plain things that they put on there. Look at that one somebody sent. Isn't he cute? And just some good little stuff. That's made out of a light bulb too. I could tell. Hannah made this cross right here out of a corn cob. Banks painted this the other day. That's the bread dough ornament. Anyway.
Okay, so we took the rolls over there. And now we're going to eat one ourselves.
Y'all, I think hey, this one came up without messing up. Maybe, I don't know what happened. But anyway, so I'm fixing to pull mine off and I'm going to butter it. Banks has already eaten too. We had a customer over there. They gave them a bite of it and they loved it. Y'all, these are delicious, I'm telling you. Mmm. I don't know how long I cooked them on 400. I just kind of looked at them. This is called double dipping.
Not good.
Well, I'm good, aren't they? Now, I just made some hot cheese dip for the kids. Look at that. We're going to eat it with chips. We're not eating regular food today. Let us go. Say Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.